saw you the day before your death, before you took your last breath. How many of my real niggas I still left? A lot got killed and filled the wooden box and went out like docs. I can picture when you went down just like a Bex. Here one day and gone the next. We all make mistakes and these are the breaks, but I'm sick and tired of going to wakes and seeing an end to my friend. So we kicked it to the elder, get some brew and gin. Nobody said nothing, everyone was as we got drunk and reminisced. At your funeral, your head we kissed. Didn't go to the burial, but you'll be missed. That's if you didn't know from your true friends and not your foes. Cause love comes and goes.
Hi, welcome back to another episode of DR News. I'm Ryan Johnson. The bottle and can drive will be held here at DR on January 21st, so get your bottles and cans ready ahead of time. Dates and times for drop-off will be announced in the weeks to come. Now let's go to our news reporter, Sadie Case, with her story with Miss Sylvester's class, which made piñatas. Sadie?
Thanks, Ryan. Hi, I'm Sadie Case reporting for DR News. I'm here in Miss Sylvester's room, where her students have made homemade piñatas. I'm here with Ellen Bredemeyer, who has made a homemade piñata. Ellen, how long did it take you to make your piñata?
Well, we used class time one day to make the paper mache over the balloons, and then we took them home and it had to dry for a few days, and then after that we had to decorate it, which took a few hours, so it took a while.
Oh, wow. Sounds like a long process. I'm here with Megan Canning, who also made a piñata. Megan, what traditional Spanish items are put in a piñata from Spain?
Well, traditionally there's cookies and candy, little plastic toys for the kids, but you can really put anything you want in it. Because Mrs. Sylvester told us a story in class one time about a guy. He had an all-adults party, and he had 2 piñatas, each in one room. And he's like, come on, guys, let's go break the piñata. And everyone's like, yeah, there's all candy in it, that's for kids. So then finally they broke it, and it was all gold jewelry. So like, oh, yeah, let's go break the other one, because they were like, oh, it's going to be all gold jewelry. And then they broke it, and it was flour, and it went all over everybody. So really, you can put anything you want in it.
Oh, wow. Sound like a fun time. I'm here with Josh Silva, who also made a piñata. Josh, when and how was the piñata invented?
The piñata was originally a Mexican tradition that was originated just for Christmas, but now the Mexicans use it for any celebration that they have, and they're all over the place in Mexico, hanging in stores and in the streets and everywhere, and they just use them for whatever they want, anything that they want to celebrate.
Wow. I'm here with Miss Sylvester, a Spanish teacher, who taught all the kids how to make the piñatas. Miss Sylvester, how do you make a piñata?
Well, originally they were made with a clay pot and then with paper mache. What the students did this year is they blew a balloon up, and then they had newspaper strips, and they cut into about 2-inch strips. Then what they did is they took a cup of flour, 2 cups of water, and they mixed it all together. It became like a paste substance. And what they did is they put the newspaper strips into the paste, and then they wrapped it around the balloon. They did about 5 or 6 layers. And then they had to let it dry for 3 to 5 days, and then they decorated it, and this is what you see. This is the end result.
Well, thank you for your time. Sounds interesting. These piñatas were very creative, and it looks like all the Spanish students worked hard on their projects. Ranging from pig piñatas to hot air balloon piñatas to Christmas piñatas, they were all very expressive. Back to you, Ryan.
Thanks, Sadie. It seems like they all did a good job on their piñatas. The winter ball for DR students will be held tomorrow night at Segregated Country Club. This should be a fun night you'll always remember. Now let's go to Steve, who's got the sports. Steve?
Thanks, Ryan. Hi, I'm Stephen Perry with Sports on DR News. Recently, on Tuesday, January 3rd, the boys' varsity basketball team had a game against Seekonk. They defeated them 69-46. The lead scorers were Chris Daw with 18 points, Mike Graisley with 13 points, Chad Hawksley with 10, Chris Borden with 9. This brings their overall record to 4-2 and their SEC record 2-2. And now we're going to go to Jeff Dace, who's talking to Mr. Field about boys' basketball. Jeff?
Thanks, Steve. Hi. I'm here with the coach of the boys basketball team, Mr. Field, and I'm going to talk to him about the basketball team and their upcoming season. Mr. Field, how do you think the team will do this year?
Well, we're optimistic. We are looking to improve on last season. Our league is very tough. Apponequet is obviously the class of the league, and then Wareham, Fairhaven, and Old Rochester are traditionally strong teams. But we feel we can compete with almost anybody in our league, and although our size is kind of limiting us against a real big team like Apponequet, we're pretty optimistic about how we're going to do.
Okay, well, thank you. Who are the key players on this year's team?
Without question, Mike Raisley, Chris Dorr, and Jarrett Mendoza are three veteran players who all saw considerable time on the varsity last year, and they're the people that we're looking for leadership from. All three of them are presently averaging in double figures, and they're the guys that we really have to count on. Also, we're actually depending on 10 players, and Chad Hawksley and Brendan Green have the biggest task of all, as at 5'11" and 5'9", they have to go against the opposing center, who is usually 6'3", 6'4", or 6'5". So far, they've done a very, very good job and have shared that position quite well. Chris Biello, Dave Wormay, Chris Borden, Kevin White, and Greg Mullen are all making very strong contributions. Greg's only a freshman. Dave Wormay, Chris Borden, and Chad Hawksley are all up from the JVs and are performing quite well at the varsity level.
Okay, well, thank you. Well, what are your goals as a team this year?
Well, obviously to improve on last season. Last season we finished strong. We had a good nucleus of young players coming back, and we're looking to show significant improvement and get our basketball program going in the right direction. Our team goal is to win 10 basketball games, which would put us at 500 and qualify us for the state tournament. It's definitely an attainable goal, but one that we'll have to work awfully hard to achieve.
Well, thank you. Well, that's all the time I have for this week. I'd like to thank Mr. Field for the interview, and I hope the boys basketball team does really good this year. Well, that's all the time I have for this week. Back to you, Steve.
Thanks, Jeff, and I wish the best of luck to the boys basketball team. Also in the third, the Lady Falcons played Seekonk. They won 46-35. This game marked Seekonk's first defeat. They were previously undefeated, and they were the favorite for the game. This brings their record to 4-2 overall. Maria Day led scoring with 12 points and 9 rebounds. Cara Daw had 9 points and 6 rebounds, and Tori Steele scored 7 points and 6 assists. Well, that's it for sports. See you next week. Back to you, Ryan.
Thanks, Steve, and good luck to all the teams over the weekend. Now let's go to Donovan, who's got his corner. Donovan? Hi, and welcome to Donovan's DR Corner. This week I had a chance to talk to Mike and Leanne about their trip to Washington. Here's how it went. Now, Mike, what was the name of the program that you attended?
The program that we chosen to attend that week was the National Young Leaders Conference, and it was in Washington. Okay.
And how were you chosen to go on the trip, Leanne?
Mr. Cute nominated us, and he sent our names into the conference.
Okay. This is directed to both of you. What sort of activities did you do during your week in Washington?
Well, when we got there, we did like simulation rules when we were part of the president's cabinet, and then what was the other one we did?
Oh, we did
the Supreme Court. That's it. Yeah,
Court.
we did the Supreme Court, and then at the end of the week we had this big, huge mock Congress, and everybody was involved in that. So we pretty much learned how a mock Congress was run. I mean, a Congress. I mean, but
that was in the form of a mock.
Yeah,
right.
It was pretty neat.
All right, and what sort of things did you learn besides just how the Congress was set up? Was there anything else that?
Well, I mean, how it was set up, but I mean, everybody had a different branch. I mean, you were a caucus or something, right?
We had different committees. I was on civil and constitutional rights, and we had we voted on caucuses, certain ones for the bill we had, and they voted on them and had like debates about whether we should pass it or not.
Yeah, my group was the head of, we were both Democrats, but my group was the head of everything with the Democratic leaderships, and so we get to organize. We organized, we had the majority leader and everything. We organized how everything was run, and I get to speak at the end. It was pretty neat. So, yeah.
And during your week, I'm sure you did a lot of sightseeing. Was there any places specific that you thought were interesting? Or?
Actually, the thing that really just made an impact on me, we went to the grave of John F. Kennedy, the unknown soldier, and all that. It was pretty neat. It was raining, you know, little misty drizzle. It was just, I mean, people were just bawling their eyes out. I mean, it was really, really, really heartbreaking. It was incredible.
How about you, Leanne?
I've always liked visiting the tombs and the Kennedy grave sites. And I've been to Washington before, and I liked a lot of stuff. I liked going to a couple of monuments, like the Iwo Jima monument. I had never been there before, and just seeing things again was really nice.
Yeah.
What about when we sat on the floor of the House?
Oh yeah, we sat
House of Representatives.
One day they took us to the House of Representatives, and they had everybody sit on the floor, and they had it set up so how the Democrats are now the minority.
Right.
They set some people over in the Democrats, and they set a lot of people over in the Republicans, because that's how it was going to be sitting.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it was pretty neat. We get to sit there, and they have the little yay nay buttons. I don't know why, but I guess that's just the way it is.
The voting, yeah.
It was pretty neat.
Yeah. Anything humorous happen on your week's journey there?
Yeah, it was pretty hilarious. No, we didn't. I mean, we did a lot of funny stuff. I mean, like that time when I was in the National Archives, and you're not supposed to take pictures. I mean, flash pictures, and the lady said I could. But I thought it meant, like, the lady said I could, but I couldn't. It was weird. So I took one anyway. The security guard pulled me over, and he's like, "Ah," and he's yelling at me. And I'm like, what did I do? The lady said I could. And he was like, well, don't do it again. And then my friend goes and takes a picture right after me, and we get kicked out and stuff like that.
So trying to get kicked out, all right.
Yeah, trying to get arrested in Washington.
I lost my whole group at the Smithsonian because we went in the National Gallery of Art, and we're like, oh, let's go into the gift shop because I wanted to buy something for my father for Christmas. And they're like, okay. I'm walking around. I look around, and they all left.
They just left you there.
I didn't know where anybody went, so I walked around the whole Smithsonian going, where is everybody?
And it was embarrassing. Somebody took a picture of me while I was in the Lincoln Memorial, and I was turned around, and my camera was behind me. And somebody took a picture of me while I was going to the bathroom or something like that. So that was pretty embarrassing.
That's good. Well, I'd like to thank you both for your time. It sounds like you had an enjoyable week that was not only educational, but you also had a little fun, too.
Yeah, lots.
Lots of fun. All right, thanks.
Yep.
Well, I'd just like to thank you both once again for the interview, and I hope you had an enjoyable time on your trip. Well, that's all the time we have for this week. See you back here next week. Back to you, Ryan. Thanks, Donovan. It looked like Mike and Leanne had a lot of fun in Washington over vacation. On behalf of the DR News crew, we'd like to send out his condolences to the family and friends of Chris Benoit, a DR student who passed away unexpectedly over vacation. Well, that's all the time we have for this week. So from all the crew members here at Falcon Studio, I'm Ryan Johnson. See you next week.
Do not stand by my grave and weep. I am not there. I do not sleep. I am 1,000 winds that blow. I am a diamond glint on snow. I am the sunlight on ripened grain. I am the gentle autumn rain. When you awake in the morning, hush. I am the swift uplifting rush of quiet birds in circling flight. I am the soft stars shine at night. Do not stand by my grave and cry. I am not there. I did not die. I live with the risen Lord.